Hello, my name is Stanley Heller. Welcome to The Struggle. The Struggle is shown on over 30 cable stations from Vermont to New York City, on the internet at thestruggle.org. Our YouTube channel, Struggle Video Media. We begin the program with a Black Lives Matter protest in New Haven after the Charleston massacre.
For those who don't know, around the country at this time at 6 o'clock, people are coming together to show homage to the people who lost their lives in South Carolina. And so that's what this is all about, how we in New Haven are going to show honor those lives that were lost.
It brings tears to my eyes that this continues to happen. But then I think about the history of this country and what else could happen. When we have a country that is built on racism and oppression, and no one, that church, the AME church where this shooting just happened, historical church, I'll bet that when that church was burned to the ground back in the 1800s, that wasn't taught in South Carolina schools. I can guarantee you that. South Carolinians did not learn that history. That history is hidden from them. We can expect nothing else when a state flies a flag above its capital that calls for segregation.
The young man, if you've seen on the TV, when the police were boarding him on the plane, one actually had his hand on his shoulder. Like, what is that about?
Yeah.
What was that telling you? Okay, you did a good job? So sometimes the police are silent partners in what's going on, and we need to recognize that. Some people took off their hoods and their white sheets, and they put on blue uniforms, black robes, and three-piece suits. So if we think for 1 second, because President Obama is sitting in the White House, that we have moved forward, ask those people in South Carolina that are suffering right now, have we moved anywhere? When a young kid, 21 years old, he hasn't even lived long enough, I would think, to have that much hate in his heart. So that tells me that hate started a long time ago.
After the scheduled speaker spoke, others did, including myself. I suggested some demands, like taking down the Confederate flag from state capitals, ending historical celebrations of the Confederacy, and attacking poverty, one of the roots of hate, by accepting the Obamacare expansion of Medicaid. And one proposal concerned with this memorial. I saw it in Charleston last year. It's devoted to the memory of the late Charleston Congressman Mendel Rivers. His name may mean nothing except to people of my age, but he was a staunch segregationist and a friend of George Wallace. He was a Democrat, but he never voted for a single civil rights law. I proposed his memorial be moved somewhere and be replaced with statues of the 9 Charleston martyrs. Atlantic City is a dream for many with its glamorous hotels and casinos. But the billionaires have overbuilt in AC. Their boardwalk empires are teetering, and they want to get their workers to pay to set things right. Carl Icahn has become the owner of the Trump Taj Mahal and the Tropicana, and he wants steep benefit cuts at the Taj. Workers there and their supporters rallied in front of the hotel on June 17th. I interviewed Ben Begleiter, spokesperson for Local 54 of the International Union Unite Here.
The problem is that Carl Icahn and the Taj management stripped workers of all of the things that make those jobs good jobs. They took away health benefits, retirement benefits, job security. They even took away the paid lunch break. And the workers are angry, and they're fighting back and not going to take it.
So as I understand it, the Taj went into bankruptcy. The owners at the time, which was like Trump Entertainment, got the contract canceled, and that's where the benefits were cut back initially. Is that right?
More or less. It's, complicated bankruptcy stuff, but
Sure.
That's more or less correct.
So, yeah, when you say they were cut, what, without getting too detailed, I mean, did they eliminate all health benefits and pension, or did they severely cut back? How would you describe it?
So for years, the workers at the Taj Mahal and other casinos in Atlantic City have given up pay raises in order to maintain family health coverage. It's been a critical component for the workers here. And the average salary of our workforce is about $12 an hour. So those are substantial sacrifices that those workers have made. And so when they came in, they eliminated all payments to the health insurance and eliminated all payments to the retirement insurance, and then replaced them with stuff that's just substandard.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't cut mustard.
It's Carl Icahn now. Trump is out of the picture himself, Donald Trump?
Donald Trump's been out of the picture for a number of years, and all of this is getting moved through by Icahn and his affiliates.
Mm-hmm. Now you say the average pay is $12 an hour, which is certainly not great. And then I read in one article a beverage server who was saying he only made $9 an hour.
Right. So that's a tips position, and so that's $9 plus tips, and then like I said before, you have to think about their compensation as a whole package, and that for the last decade, really, the top rate employees have had only about, I think it's 80 cents worth of raises, and they've done that because any other raises have gone into making sure that the health benefits are there.
Mm-hmm. What can you tell me about Carl Icahn? Is he a multimillionaire or a billionaire or what?
The last time I checked the Forbes list, I think he was number 31 in terms of the richest men in the world. He's got a net worth of, I think it's over $20 billion. Mm-hmm. And for the last 3 decades, he's made his money in part by going into companies and slashing benefits for workers. It used to be slashing pension benefits, and now he's moving to slashing both pension and health benefits.
So we're not talking about a struggling hotel owner here.
No. This is a man who has more money than most of us will ever conceive of.
Now, what about his argument that the hotel is losing money, Atlantic City is in trouble with a number of big casino hotels closing, and that the workers should just accept the cuts until times get better?
There's been a number of casinos over the years that have had difficulties, and nobody has ever done what they've done at the Taj Mahal. No one's ever eliminated health insurance. And I want to be clear, we represent about 1,000 workers. They didn't just eliminate health insurance for the 1,000 workers that are in our bargaining units. They eliminated health insurance for all 2,500 workers at the property, and as so nobody's ever done that before. And the other piece of this is all that this is a hospitality industry, and the frontline employees and how you treat the frontline employees is as much an investment in the future of the property as investing in a new carpet or a new coat of paint. You can make the place look spiffy, but you also gotta make sure that the workforce is loyal and has good morale, and that's just been utterly decimated there.
All right, let's continue on one more time with Icahn's argument. He says, well, I'm going to invest $100 million and really bring up the hotel, and if they don't go along with us, I'll just let it go under, and he says 3,000 jobs will go down the drain.
I mean, look, he's been making the claim that he's going to close the place if we didn't do what he wanted since October.
Mm-hmm.
And he 3 or 4 times between October 1st and the middle of December said, we're going to close the place, we're going to close the place. The workers lost count of how many times he said that. And he didn't do it. Right? Mm-hmm. So there's a little bit of a boy who cried wolf situation here, but I think more it demonstrates his callousness, right? I mean, here are workers who've dedicated years and years of their lives, and I know a number of workers who opened the hotel 25 years ago who are just on a yo-yo, right? Is the place going to open? Is it going to close? Is it going to open? Is it going to close? That's not fair to the people who dedicated all of their time, and it's not right.
I want to ask about the boycott. For those who are unsure about the word, what does that mean, boycott?
Well, the boycott means that that the workers voted. The contract committee for the casino voted to call a boycott of their property, which means that the workers at the Taj Mahal and also at the Tropicana, which is another property owned by Carl Icahn, have asked the public not to eat, sleep, or gamble at the Taj Mahal until the property is respecting the workers.
Mm-hmm. And at the Taj and also the Trop.
And also the Trop, yes.
You did you used searchlights to put some messages right up on the hotel at night in a couple months ago. Is that right?
That's correct. We put up spotlights on the side of the building that said, boycott Taj, boycott Trop.
Mm-hmm. And my last question, are you getting support from other unions, community groups, local people? How's that working out?
Absolutely. We've had a tremendous amount of support. One indication of that is that a recent Casino Control Commission hearing, the CEO over at Trump said that the boycott's been very effective.
Now, I've stayed at the Taj Mahal, and from time to time they send me discount offers. Here's one of them. It would save me about $50 a night. I'm not interested. I'll wait until Billionaire Icahn works out a fair deal with Local 54 and the union says that the boycott is over. To find out about hotel boycotts and where hotels are unionized, go to the website unionhotelguide.org. Incidentally, the cost of building the gambling palaces in Atlantic City included a number of lives of construction workers. Here on the boardwalk in 1998, a memorial was built to workers who lost their lives in accidents. More about the union struggle at the Trump Taj Mahal in future programs. There's a group called the International Solidarity Movement, made up of people from around the world who go to Palestine, Israel, in the hopes that their presence there will prevent some of the worst violence against Palestinians. The martyr Rachel Corrie was one of the ISM. Here's some video they've recently provided. It shows June 12th in Jalazon, north of Ramallah. Israeli forces responded to a Palestinian protest against Israeli illegal settlements with rubber-coated steel bullets, tear gas, stun grenades, and live ammunition. The Israeli occupation forces also attacked journalists that were covering the demonstration, throwing stun grenades directly at them, pushing them with their rifles and threatening to arrest and shoot them. A civilian passerby was also severely injured by the Israeli military. He was left with open wounds on his head after being struck with rifles and beaten to the ground before being arrested. The unarmed man was repeatedly punched by the military and hit on the head with their rifles as he tried to make his way past the group. The soldiers can be heard cursing the man and his family and journalists.
صور علي والله بفتح طاقة بوجهك والله طاقة بتفتح بوجهك هيان ما ياخذ السنين مطاسي خلاص روح روح من هنا انت فين ارفع بس ماذا؟ ما كنت تاسكت ولا كلمة اخرس شرب اخرس هي ترفعش ايدك خلاص ترفعش ايدك ويذمك علينا طوخ بدي رامي دمك روح من هنا لابس في وجهك خلاص روح احكم عرض تعال معي لا ينفضوا بدك انا شوف كله مسلم ولا مش كذوب فايده تفضل هذه الذي هذا بدكم تقولوا تفضل تعال هذا ما تعرف عدم تسكب الخفاضه على اضرب من عرفتك دمك ولا ستوب كيف اشتغلت ستوب انت قابل بافك ستوب بعد احكي ستوب ولا بساعدي سلاح مش غير زوناش شاموكا معول على امك على امك من مشهد بالصلاة من مشهد الملاقة الإنسانة في مشهد ملاقة لا تبعد من مشهد تبعد تبعد مشهد أما كثير من مشهد عرفت كسيتو انت ساق شرموطة انت اللي اخت شرموطة فاهم؟
وين شغال؟
لا تاخذ بدك واو شو بدك؟
تحسن مكان حاج هلا كمان شوي بيطلع طبش هلا خليكم تطلع غصبا على ابوهم هلا اسمع زي نفسه تركمان
تركمان ليه سالم ليه سالم
ايه هاتوا الشباب هاتوا الشباب اسمع في كبش ارجع هشام خلص قبل ما اطلع الكاميرا تصير فيها هي هاي الكاميرا السوريه شو غلط شباب تبيعوا ولا لا صار فيها صار فيها لا شوكولاته خلص وين ظبطها يا طبوق شامخ تبين على الجنود اللي وراي ولاي لقد رمت دور يا شامخ تعال اصهب تركمان تعبتوا ما ركز على راسي على راسي هون ازاي بالكاميرا مش عارف اغمى عليه الكاميرا خلاص انا والله مجنون والله مجنون بس فيه مخ هذا البني ادم ضربه ضربت عليه
Finally, a bit of a second recent interview with eco-socialist Joel Covell. He talks about a recent encyclical on climate change by Pope Francis.
What Francis does is kind of elide it. He has a lot of really nice things to say. Such as he didn't go so far as to say that there's a structural necessity, there's an obligation to restore to the poor their control over their land. He's against all kinds of bad stuff, and he's a very articulate and clever man. But there's two things I want to add to that. One is he never once in that entire encyclical goes to the stage that liberation theology was going to.
See the full interview at our website. That's our program for today. See you next week at this time. I'm Stanley Heller, and this is The Struggle.